Hello, everybody. We are another again in our podcast, and today we have an important topic that we want to talk. The topic is my English learning process. My English learning process. For this occasion, we have a special guest in our program. I go to present our guest in this moment. She is.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Yuri Paola Prada, and my partner said, today we are going to spend a little bit of our experiences in this learning process. Learning a second language as is in English.
Okay. Thank you, Jury. Welcome to this podcast. And today we have different questions. uh, Different questions that I think that is so important or was important in our learning process of English learning process, and I want to share these questions with you. The idea is that you can to share your experience. I go to share my experience related with my English learning process, and the idea is that we can to motivate to another persons or share or talk about the different moments that we have or we had for arrive to this moment in our lives, and motivate to another persons to study English because it's so interesting. Now go with the first question, and the first question is when and how did you start English learning English? When was this moment that you think, oh no, I need to learn English, I need to I like me the English, I want to learn English? Tell me, please.
Mm, I remember that since I was a child, um, I was good with the English. I really like it, but I never thought that when in the future, I wanted to be a teacher of English. But the special moment was when I was in the Sena. Um, I did a technology there, and I had a English teacher. It was a really she was a good teacher, and I really like the way she taught us, and in that way I feel so attracted for the English, and I really feel that interest to learn English because I said like that is super amazing the way in which you can spend memorable times or spend cultures with other person that you find or you know in other country. So that was the principle or reason which I started to learn English. I really like and enjoy learn another languages, but I choose this one to start the English. So I think that that is the importance that we as teachers have. They teach in a dynamic, in a fun way, because I remember that that teacher teach us with videos, with movies in English. with apps like Duolingo, and she every day we had to play in that app, and at the end of the week, she signed up in our account of Duolingo, and she looked our advice in the app. So that it was so fun. I really like it, and I really enjoyed that experience. So that it's my experience, and that it's how I started to learn English.
Oh, excellent. I think I share your opinion related with when you say that teachers are so important. In my case, for example, I born in a community where the English, the advanced, was not possible or so slow. But when I was in the school, really like the English, but we don't have a teacher in the school that the English teacher. We don't have a English teacher in our classes. The Spanish teacher talk about English, but he don't know about it. Um, but usually in the classes, I was interest in the different activities that the teacher released. But uh, while the teacher don't know. In some occasion, arrive to the school teacher that speak English, that a person that speak English, and when I see or I heard this teacher told to speak English, I think, oh, it's really interesting. I like me the English, and in this moment, I think I want to study English. But I was different difficulties related with the learning, the money, the resource are not sufficient. But when I to start to work, I decide to study English because I know that I was or that I have potential, and I decide to use my potential and put in practice the different talents that I had, and today I am here practicing, finalizing the my English learning process. But
Of
it's so
course,
interesting.
excuse me. And I think that the level that you have now, you um you didn't have in the past, like 3 months ago, and that is so satisfactory. Don't you believe?
Yeah, it really in this moment when I start in the university, I don't know much about the English. Really, my the level was a construct in the past with the different years, different activities in the university, and in this last 3 months, I need to better more my English because I was in different practice with student with child, and required a effort to maintain to better. I think that it have to better match. Okay, let's
Okay.
with the next question. And the next question talk about or refers to different challenge, key challenge and you and how you overcome them. Okay, to overcome the study English, to overcome your English level. What are the different case challenge or for better to overcome?
Okay, I think that the most challenges that we have to face in Colombia is the basic level that the teacher in the institutions at the school that they have, and the poor speaking and listening classes that they give to us. That will be the main. And the other challenges maybe is that it's in some cities, um, it's difficult to find someone that speaks English or another language. So it's a little difficult to you speak and be more fluent and give and get more knowledge. And I don't know, like maybe in some occasion when you talk you feel afraid. In the principal reason of that is because you don't have someone which you can practice your language. So it's like you just learn what you learn in the school, or the online or the pages that you find in internet, but you don't have a person which you can practice. And that is so important because you almost all the time you need to speak and listen. And you learn, and when you are going to speak or listen, you are not able
Problem.
what they are saying. Have like
Excuse me. The sound is loud. I can hear it. I think that the signal is bad.
and you cannot hear or understand what the others are saying. So I think that they are the most challenges that I found in this learning process. And how I overcame them, um, I try to watch movies or series to Netflix or I try to speak alone. I record myself talking, and then I listen what I talk. I try to fight with what I can improve.
The signal is not good, but I understand. I think that you talk about an important topic is the teaching in the schools, in the elementary schools, because usually the teachers in the elementary school don't have idea, to how to provide the English class to the student. I am teacher in elementary school. In the principal problem in the English learning is this: the teachers are not prepared to teach English. Um, this is a big problem because students arrive to the secondary and don't have idea that what is the base of the English. In this moment, for example, I have or I am developing a word, a purpose relate with this topic, this thing, because usually in the elementary school don't teach the English. Um, my project is focused in this, how we can to use different strategies for teach in the elementary school and provide the different bases to the students to effort to because for that the student learn or have the base relate with the English. I think that it is an important topic, and um, the use of the internet, because for example I live in a context, in a difficult context, because I live I in the rural zone, in small towns or communities, and the access to the internet, the access to have, I don't know, a major opportunities are so low, so um, difficult. And I think that this is the principal challenge that is important to overcome in the different institutions. I think that the government need or must to use different strategies, different, I don't know, policies that obligate the use or the learn the of English in the, since the students are in kindergarten, for example, or in the elementary school. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
So
Yeah. Okay. We in the I think that you talk about, or you touch the third question, that is or is related with the different strategies that help help you to improve your level. I think that you talk about in the past question, but I, for example, you talk about the different to watch movies. For example, in my case, I have or I think that I can, or would could to have a better level, but it's so difficult to have any person or someone to practice to speak English usually, because we know that if we have immersed in the language, it's more easy to learn. But it's so difficult when your contest speak Spanish. When you don't find a person or that you can say, oh, go to practice, oh, to speak English. It's more difficult. But usually. I was to reading, or I to stand in front of the mirror and talk about with myself, practice English, speak English in front of the mirror, and or try to do or think in English. For example, when I was in my bed in the night, I do or I done the prayer in English. Oh Father, help me! I tried. It was my strategy. I think that it helped me to better to acquire more vocabulary. Obviously, the study, read, watch video, but usually it's not usual for me. But in some occasion or situations, I watch movies in English. But I love the music. I like me to sing. I watch music in English. But I think that it was an important topic that I can to use because I feel that since I was or I start to hear music in English, to listen music, my vocabulary and my fluency was more better. Yeah, these are some two different strategies. I think that I use another, but in this moment I don't remember because we when we are in this situation when when you want to learn, you touch that take the different activities strategies that you can use, but these are the different strategies that I use. I don't know if you want to say more.
Mm, yeah, and I remember another one or strategies, that it has been so good to me. It's listen to music and try to understand the words, and the words that you don't know the meaning, but you understand how to write them, search in the translator.
Yeah.
Another way is, I don't know, when I go to my work, when I am going my motorcycle, I try to I speak along, um, talking about I don't know, the activities I did the last day, or what I did in the last night, or things like that. And the words that I don't know how to pronounce, or how to say how to express that word in English, I just say in Spanish. And when I came to my home or my work, I search that word in the translator or in Google. So
Okay.
I think that it's a good way to learn, because in many cases um you don't know that you don't have the enough vocabulary, and maybe you don't think that you know how to say, um, I don't know, the poste in español, how to say that in English. So that are words that it's so important to know, like the semáforo, which is the traffic light, things like that. So I think that is a good way to improve and to learn more vocabulary. And I think we don't have enough time, so we need to
The time is short. Yeah, but it's so interesting. All this conversation, I think that I need it. Okay. Uh, for example, I don't know if you want to talk about some memorable experience related to learning English. For example, talk about your goals, your current level and future goals in English proficiency, because the time is short.
one memorable experience. It's I've been working at bakeries, and one day I live in Tunja. So I in this city, I don't know why, but you can find many foreigners in the streets, in the places. So one foreign um, get into the bakery, and he doesn't speak anything of Spanish, and he want to. buy something in the bakery. So I had to try to speak to them in English, and it was so embarrassing to me because that was like a year or 2 years ago, and I think that my vocabulary and my fluency it wasn't the better. So it was so difficult, but I tried to make him and to communicate with him. And in the few words that I said, I can communicate and tell them what he wanted. So it was a memorable experience to me because I said like I'm working in this and I need to enhance and to improve more my vocabulary. And I need to learn things like what to say. I don't know. This is a bread with red fruits or yellow fruits, and how to say to describe them to them. But many foreigners doesn't know what is gulupa or what is maracuja, passion fruit, or things like that. And or I don't know the agras fruits that it's so Colombian. They are so Colombian and that we grow in these countries, so they don't know. So that things are important to learn. What I say before, and my current levels in the teacher world in English proficiency, I think that I have like a B1 level. I need obviously to get C1 A level because finished, I almost finished my career. So I need to get that, and I need to improve because English opened so many doors to me, and I know that I can find a better work and I can get better possibilities to me and to my family if I get another job, and that job is maybe with a better English or a better level in this career that I choose, and it will be enhance and increase my like money, the the budget I have. Like,
Okay, excellent. Interesting experience. In fact, in the weekend, in the last week, I was in the beach out of the country. I was in Panama. I, I was with my friends. Usually, in these places, we have or we can find different people of the different nationalities. Um, in fact, in this place was many person were many persons that the another countries, and my friends said, so you speak English, speak you, and usually you are afraid to speak because you think, my English level is not good. If he or if the people are don't understand. This was my different impediment. But in this moment, I need we need to talk, take a photo. A, a person or a woman was in the beach with her family, and I was near of his or her, and I say, hey, can you please take me a photo, and start to speak English. My friends said, You can to talk about that. I can to speak English. That oh, we have a person that speak English. They was I don't know how to say orgullosas, but ellas estaban orgullosas. And I think or I thought in this moment in different situations or moments you limit your abilities or you limits your talents or lost the different opportunities to put in practice your abilities, your skills, because you are afraid to do different mistakes. But in these moments, in another situation, American person speak to me and say me something in English, and my friends say, I don't understand. I don't understand. She speak English. But in these moments, I can't to speak and communicate the ideas. I understand that the person good to say me. Um, and I think that is so important. I know that it's necessary that I to better or improve my English, because I know that I need a better level. But if I think 2, 3, or 4 years ago, I can't to speak English. I can't to communicate. I can't to maintain a conversation as we are having the conversation in this moment. Because for me was so difficult, because I don't know different things relate with the English learning. And I think or I hope to continues or to improving my English. I need to I want to speak fluency using the different or the correct grammar, and using or talking as the native persons speak, and understand the native in the different situations, because in some situations you don't understand the thing that they say. But I think or my goal is that my students learn to or provide the basis to my students for lost the um, I don't know.
Lose the language. I don't.
mm, no, okay, that
Attention.
she feel, yeah, that she feel or enjoyed the English that they to maintain or know about the English, that they can to communicate or understand when the teacher speaking English or different things, and that in the secondary or the high school, they can to provide or obtain a high level related with the English learning. Okay. I don't know if you have another thing to say relate with this. This has.
Mm, no, and another funny anecdote is it's like one day a girl said me, I want a ketchup. I want a ketchup. And it was so fast and I didn't understand. Like, excuse me? In Spanish, I said, excuse me? And she said, ketchup, salsa de tomate. And so I feel so full because I feel like just one word, and I couldn't understand what the girl wanted to say. And it was so funny and frustrating to me. But I learned that they speak so fast,
Yeah.
and maybe future I need to face that. So I need to use my ears to to hear that level in English and the different accents that maybe they have. So that is maybe the last one that I have talking about the
Okay.
memorable experiences.
Okay. Okay. Taking account that are the finish of the questions. I can see. Thank you, Yuri, for your participation in this class. And was so interesting for me to share with you and hear your experience. Excuse me, give me a moment.
I don't know if you stopped to record.
No, no, no. But I was to finish. I go to finish. Okay. Yes. This was our podcast. These were our experience. Along to the our English learning, and I think that thank you for her, thank you for seeing this podcast, and I hope that this podcast will be to inspiration for another persons that see or hear this podcast. Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye bye.